All right, take two. This is Kaiba. In case you haven't been here before, Kaiba is the pug, the star of the channel, and Kaiba does not like dogs being on the TV. Now, there isn't currently a dog on the TV, but the last skit had a couple of them running around, and he is freaking out about it. Kaiba, you're adorable. Bless you. Nobody's here, baby. No, there's no other puppy. You're safe. You didn't freak out like this when Reese was around? Just because they're on the TV, isn't it? Your uncle seems to think you want the TV on. You seem pretty calm right up until this puppy started running around. Yeah? Do you want me to turn it off? There, see? It's okay now. Look, there's just a guy eating cereal. You like cereal? Oh, my Kaiba. You are such a silly boy. The camera stick is like right in my face. Things we do for Puggy love. Puggy love. Feel better, baby? Where are you off to? You're okay, honey. My goodness. You gonna talk to the humans through the whole video? I know, you're upset because the vacation is over. Daddy has to go back to work. You've been stressed out about a bunch of stuff today. You gonna eat your cheese and tomato now? Make sure that nobody else gets it? Oh, just having some water? Alright. I'm gonna forgo the giant good afternoon because we've already been rolling for like 3 minutes almost. But I will welcome you back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be my final vacation log as I go back to work tomorrow, as I just stated. Which sucks so hard. Um, I honestly wish that I could have booked all my vacation together this year, but when I originally went to put in for my vacation for the year, I was told because I didn't have a full year yet, I couldn't put it together and I had to put my second week after the date of my hire so that it would be after a full year kind of thing. So my second week of vacation is sometime in October. I think it's the third week of October, but I don't want to swear by it. Cat was back over by the TV, checking it out to make sure it's safe. Is it better now? Yeah? You better now? Yeah? So much to say to the humans today. Yeah, you do. You have so much to say to the humans today. All right, all right. Look at the TV. You're gonna really freak out about that one. It's a giant chipmunk on it now. There we go. All right. So, as I was saying, um, go back to work tomorrow. Which I mean, work is work. It's what you need to do. Make a living, make money, take care of pugs, open car packs, all that good stuff. Um, but on the other hand, I will say I am a little nervous about. I don't remember if I mentioned. Yes, baby. I don't remember if I mentioned it the other night, but I do have some issues with the car that started up this weekend, and I am a little worried about those. But just because time constraints and things of that nature, and because of where the dealership is located that I got the car from, I won't be able to go get it looked at until Friday, and I probably will be without a car this weekend, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna have to make do. Um, the biggest thing is I'm worried about Kaiba being alone by himself all day Friday, pretty much because I have to probably take the GO train back to Hamilton from Mississauga, which is going to be annoying, but it is what it is. Life goes on, all that good stuff. Anyways, enough griping for me. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I needed to tell someone, and when I tried to tell my mom, she pitched a fit today, so yeah. Wonderful day, wonderful day. I'm gonna crack these packs though for you guys. And I wanted to thank you guys for tuning into the channel throughout the vacation. Aside from the car troubles, it's actually been a really nice vacation. Kai and I got to spend a good chunk of time together. We hung out, we built a fire and enjoyed that. Played some billiards, played some video games, all that good stuff. Had some really good food. Kai is actually a really good cook, so pretty happy about that. Um, and yeah, I got to spend lots of time with you guys and lots of time with Kaiba. And that was probably my favorite part about the vacation, of course, is spending time with my baby. Um, the downside is he's finally gotten used to the idea of sleeping in, although he was pretty good about getting me up this morning around 2, so that wasn't too bad for his walk. So hopefully he'll be all right getting up at a decent hour tomorrow, and then I can head into work and come back. Um, Basically, the plan is to just not use the car very much between now and Friday, and then Friday take it in for the shop, and hopefully get it back before Monday so I don't have to take a cab to work or any crap like that. Kaiba is now sitting over by the door. Unfortunately, I can't take him out because the heat wave has resumed here once again, and apparently it's going to be in effect until Friday, which is insane. So hopefully we will be able to stay well hydrated at work and wherever you guys are. If you're experiencing a heat wave, make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you try to stay to shade as much as possible and take lots of breaks as needed. All right, I think I've done like the first aid PSA now, and a quick recap of the weekend. So let's just start these. I'm going to do 3 packs today, and the reason being for that is I've done the math, and if I have another 2 weekends by myself here, which is kind of what I'm expecting, because my brother told me that my dad probably won't be back until the beginning of August. If that's the case, I'm thinking about doing 2 more live streams where I'll open probably like 8 packs each stream. Um, I have a whole bunch of random packs still left from the first couple streams that I did with you guys where we opened tons of packs. So I'm just going to crack a series of those in each of those streams and do the usual chill kind of hangout thing that I like to do with you guys. But in the meantime, in between time, my goal today is just to crack these 3 packs and see what we get. Um, and then go get my lunch ready for work and probably crash after I post this. As always, Brothers War being the difficult pack. The horror! The horror! Trying to remember pack tricks. Does Brothers War need a pack trick? Quick check. Planes. I think we're good. Okay. So there's no token, so that's a good thing. I guess could be a list card. Ooh, it's the full art planes artwork. I pulled this planes before, which is a very nice land, but I really like the I'm gonna turn on the light because I don't think you guys can actually see the shade of the creature in the background there on video. All right, that's better. Yes. You can see the Titan kind of chilling in the fog. I really like that artwork. I think it's actually one of my favorite planes that I've pulled before. And I pulled a few decent looking ones, so I'm pretty happy with that one though. This one, not so much. This one's kind of, eh, it's okay. It's a nice little desert. But meh. Excuse me. 3 in a red for Falaji Chain Dancer, 2/4. Pay 2 and it gets double strike until end of turn. That's not bad. Plus it's a soldier. I'm eventually going to build like a red-white soldier deck, probably. Just a really solid one. And yeah, that's going to be a good hit for it for sure. Military Discipline. 1 flash enchant creature. This enters the battlefield. Enchanted creature gains first strike until end of turn, and it gives the creature +1/+0. I mean, I wish it gave first strike permanently instead of just for the turn, but it's okay. I like this on top. I'm gonna put you in mid though. Ooh, Power Stone Fracture. That looks cool. I like the artwork at least. 1 in a black sorcery as an additional cost. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Nice. Instant speed would be better, but I'll take the sorcery speed and still put it top because it's a low cost one. And typically black likes to sacrifice stuff, so always good to have extra reasons to do it. Prison Sentence. 2 in a white. Enchant creature. When this enters the battlefield, scry 2. An enchanted creature can't attack or block and can't activate its activated abilities. I always find the wording of that a little bit annoying because a lot of cards will do this, and what you really want them to do is just target all abilities, but triggered abilities get ignored a lot of the time, and a lot of the more powerful cards have triggered abilities rather than activated abilities, I find, so I'm going to admit this one. Ashnod's Intervention. 1 black, instant. Target creature gets +2/+0, and when it dies, put or is put into exile from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Alright, it's not bad. I assume that it only gains that until end of turn. Yeah, until end of turn it gets +2/+0 and that ability. Okay. Still decent though. Gnawing Vermin. 1 black, 1/1. When this thing enters the battlefield, target player mills 2 cards. When this thing dies, target creature you don't control gets -1/-1 until end of turn. It's decent. Can't complain about that, rat. Can ya? I don't think so, unless it's gnawing on you. Hit the camera by accident. Oops. Actually, you know what? I will put you top. This one, on the other hand, I think I probably will put mid. I've pulled a couple of these already. When it enters, you create a tap Power Stone, which is nice if you're playing artifacts. So red and black isn't typically the colors I think of for artifacts. Vehicles, maybe. Artifacts, not the first thing I think of. Yes, you get blood tokens in there, and I suppose red does some treasure stuff, but overall, yeah. Anyways. Pay 1 black and red, sacrifice another creature or artifact, and until end of turn, other creatures you control get +1/+0 and menace and haste until end of turn. I mean, that's not bad. But I do already have a couple of those, so I really don't think I need another one. Just like I really didn't need this again. This isn't bad, but I don't need multiple copies of it. When it enters the battlefield, either it deals 1 damage to any target, or you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and that creature gains trample and haste, or you create a tap Power Stone. I mean, at least this one, green seems more artifacty because you've got your clue tokens that get generated by that. Green also does a bunch of treasure stuff just like red does. And trying to think of what else green does. I think green does some clue stuff along with blue. So, I mean, you're going to be pretty good with that one compared to the other one. The only problem with that one is it's an enter the battle thing, so it only triggers once. So I will still admit it. Pristine Talisman, on the other hand, I'll put top. I love pulling these. Yeah, it costs 3 to put into play, but you're going to get 1 mana and a life every time you tap it, so worth it. Ooh, Portal to Phyrexia. That probably is a hit. At least it's a mythic. Zero, no, 9. Sorry, 0 cost. 9, artifact. When this thing enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. Dang. Beginning of put target creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I can see why this one would be definitely a hit. That might be the hit of the day today, folks. Wowzer. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. It's a Painland, but it is a beautiful full art hollow Painland. That is a beautiful Llanowar Wastes. And, ooh, Illusion and Reality. That sounds pretty cool. 93 to 2001, so it just misses our old school cut. And when you can either pick an instant that destroys target artifact or an instant that target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. Okay. He's not bad. Definitely no portal to Phyrexia, but I'll still put it top because I'm sure there's plenty of really good uses for that. Second ability. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But definitely Portal to Phyrexia is the top pull so far. Although the waste might be worth more money because of the full art hollow. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm gonna bet that Phyrexia is the one. Why? Because Phyrexia will always be one. Alright, we got a soldier token, and ooh, a soldier on the other side too. Nice. Just put all that stuff over here for this round. There was no land at the beginning. The land must be further in. Okay. Agent of Codus. 1 in a blue, 2/1. With renew, 3 in a blue. Exile this from the graveyard. Put 2+1/+1 counters on it. And I'm gonna put you mid. I do like getting extra +1/+1 counters, but Dragonback Lancer, on the other hand, flying and mobilize 1. That's pretty good. At top. Jeskai Devotee, I've got a decent number of copies of this, and I really don't need any more. I'm gonna bottom it. Because I don't play enough, I don't really like ones where I have to pay the mana to get the ability to have the mana first off. I'd rather just have the ones that tap for mana. And second off, um, to be perfectly honest, it's just not the kind of mana dork that I'm probably going to use. Like, even though he's going to get +1/+1 each time you play your second spell each turn, until the end of turn, he's not going to be swung with, probably, because he's just going to be there to filter, so... Eh. Dragon's Prey. 2 in a red, costs 2 more to cast. If it targets a dragon, destroy target creature. We pulled that a decent number of times. It's okay. Roamer's Routine, 2 in a green. That's a new one for me. Search library for basic land, put it onto the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle. Oh no, I actually have pulled that a couple times, but that's not bad. I don't mind that one at all, actually. That can go top. Wingspan Stride. Enchant a creature has +1 and +1 and flying. Pay 2 in a blue to put this back in your hand. I like that aura a lot because you can save it if your creature's going to be destroyed. You can put it back in your hand before it does, and then that way you can use it again on another creature. Solid, solid, solid. Watcher of the Wayside. 3 for 2, 3/2, sorry. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 2 cards and you gain 2 life. That's okay. Not amazing, but okay. At least the cost is low enough that it's worthwhile playing, probably. War Effort. 3 in a red. Creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever you attack, create a red 1/1 warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of next end step. Nice. That one I haven't pulled yet either. And I like the artwork on that one. So pretty good. Pretty good. Dalkavan Packbeast. Oh, nice. This is the ox that I love. The fun thing about this ox, and I'm probably sure I've said this before, is you can pretty much guarantee that as long as you promise somebody you're not going to play any stupid tricks, they'll let you swing this at them if you swing the token somewhere else. So each turn you can swing this, and you don't have to tap it because it's got vigilance. It's not going to do damage because it's 0/4, but it's going to make 3 tokens that get sacrificed. Having an extra copy of this is awesome. I might end up putting this into my vampire deck somehow, some way. If not, definitely still an awesome pull. This dragon is a decent pull. No, wait, this is the one that I don't like. Yeah, this is the one I don't like. That's because it's the one that has hexproof until it gets dealt damage, so you basically have to spend a whole bunch of time buffing it on your board and hoping that it doesn't get board wiped or something like that. And then when you unleash it, you better be sure that you unleash it on somebody and you'll finish them off so that the because it's going to get eliminated as soon as it can be targeted, essentially. Flying Vigilance and Trample is just way too good on a 6/5. Alchemist Assistant. Um, I actually have one copy of this already, and um, it ended up not making the cut into my mono black deck ultimately because even though I really like this card, I just couldn't make it work because of the weakness on its butt. If it was a 1/2 instead of a 2/1, I probably would have played it. As such, I'm gonna mint. Ooh, Quarry Mountain Monastery. I don't know if I pulled that one yet. Enters tapped unless you control plains or an island. That's a good start. Taps to add red. Pay 3 in a red, tap, exile the top card of your library until your next turn. You can play that card. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Plus, it's just a beautiful artwork. I think the blue one is the best one, which I have pulled one copy of that. I might have pulled one copy of this before, but having a second doesn't hurt. That, on the other hand, does hurt. That hurts a lot. 3 in a red for a 4/3 with reach, and when it enters, target creature can't be blocked this turn, or can't block this turn. I mean, it's okay, but as far as hollows go, that's kind of disappointing. And a scored Baron's a hollow one. Enters tap, gives you a life. Tap, white and black. I mean, I'm always happy to have extra lands that give me life. More of those means I can pull more of the filter lands that I really don't like that I've put into a lot of my decks just because I didn't have a choice at the time. I'm talking about all thriving lands, the ones that come in tapped and you choose another color and then that taps for either of those two. They're they're decent filter lands. The issue I always have is trying to remember which one's which after you've gotten enough of them on the field. So typically I don't play them unless I had to. And the more of these kinds of cards I get, the more I don't have to play them. So bonus. Just going to shift everything over slightly. Clearly, Portal to Phyrexia is still the dominant hit of the day. Unless, like I say, the Land of War Elves or Land of War Waste is somehow worth more. But maybe Dominaria can come in clutch and steal the Dragonstorm's Thunder. Dominaria might have had a pack trick, but at this point, I am too tired to really look it up. I'm just going to kind of cheat here. No, it looks like we're safe. Okay. We got a soldier token. Always good. No land on the front, but we do have a dub. Dub is actually one of my more favorite meme enchantments. I really like the fact that it makes you a knight when you get dubbed, essentially. So when you enchant the creature, it gets +2/+2, has first strike, and becomes a knight, in addition to its other types. Really good enchantment for 3. Frenzied Rage. 1 in a red, enchant creature. Enchanted creature has +2/+1 and menace. Ooh, I've never pulled that one before. That's actually pretty good. I like that. Gaia's Protector. 3 in a green for 4/2. Must be blocked if able. Okay. I'm gonna admit it, because it doesn't really do anything else, but that's crazy. These ones are pringling on their own, and they really probably don't have very many hollows in the pack if there's any at all. Divest. 1 black for a sorcery. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an artifact or creature from it. That player discards that card. The revealing of the hand is nice. The being forced to only pick a creature or an artifact kind of sucks. So I think I'm still going to put it top though because 1 cost. But I probably would pick other ones first. Tolarian Scholar. I kind of want to take this and mail it to the professor, to be honest. I think this is kind of like his card. Shout out to the Tolarian Community College. I haven't played a game there in a while, but you guys have a lot of you guys have a really good community for Magic the Gathering Online. I enjoy it a lot. The Tolarian one more time. The Tolarian Academies embrace a tradition of study and research while discouraging the kinds of experiments that ruined the original island of Tolaria. Cool. Like I said, I really like that one. I'm gonna set that aside as a meme poll. Let's see, maybe I will try to mail it to the professor somehow, some way. Tragic Poet. One white for a 1/1 tap sacrifice, return target enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a worthwhile pull for sure. Call the cavalry. My goodness, my tongue is tied. 3 and a white. Create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. Okay. Sorcery speed's why I'm going to put you mid. If you made them at instant speed, I would put you top. Divination. Draw 2 cards for 3. Sure. That's not bad. Actually, you know what? I will put that one top, even though it's sorcery speed, because drawing cards is always valuable. Power Stone Shard. 3 for an artifact that taps to add 1 colorless for each artifact you control named Power Stone Shard. So basically, it's kind of useless in Commander. Down to the bottom you go. Keldon Raider. 2 and 2 red. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Alright. For 4/3, that's alright. I don't see anything for you to be upset about on the TV this time. Ooh, Memorial to Genius. That looks like a cool land. I like the artwork on it. Just battlefield tapped, add blue, pay 4 and a blue, tap, sacrifice this thing to draw 2 cards. Yeah, okay. Sage of Latnam. Tap, sacrifice an artifact, draw a card. Sure, that's pretty decent in an artifact deck. Actually, you know what? I'm going to admit it, because outside of an artifact deck, that is completely useless. Ooh, Urgoros the Empty One. 4 and 2 black for a legendary creature Spectre. Ooh, artwork is really cool on this one, too. Flying 4/3. When this thing deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card at random. If the player can't, you draw a card. Oh, I like that a lot. I might have to put that into my mono black deck somehow, some way, because that is insanely cool. Hell of the Hearts! That is a huge hit. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of a creature, except a token isn't a legendary if the equipped creature is legendary. And the token gains haste. I now have 2 copies of this. That is insane. I don't think I pulled them both out of Dominaria, though. I think I pulled the first one out of Brothers War. This is an awesome pull. If I did pull them both out of Dominaria, that means I pulled one on live stream and one in this video. And that means I pulled 2 of them inside of, what, 5 packs maybe of Dominaria that I bought originally? 4 packs from the store? Because I haven't bought any extra Dominaria since then. I bought a couple of Brothers War and a couple other packs that I needed for something when we were doing the last live stream and I was looking for new sets to do. But I did not pull any extra Dominaria. So in the same box, there were 2 hits of this. That's crazy. And a swamp. I mean, how can I complain about that? That was an insanely epic final pull, though. Um, I'm not sure which was better. Like, I think the pack over. Oh, what? There goes the microphone. Can you still hear me? Nice. It's still working. Okay. Still recording? Good. Okay. So as I was saying, I'm gonna say for sure that the pack of Dominaria was the best pack overall. The second one being the Brothers War pack. Sorry, Tarkir, but you guys pulled up the rear on this one huge today. Much like you lost the last new set versus old set. New sets just aren't pulling their weight. And they have more cards to pull from. Dominaria only had 14, right? Or did Dominaria have 15? Dominaria had 15. Okay. But Brothers War only had 12. So that's crazy. So original packs had more cards, then we went to less, and now we've gone back up to more. I mean, I'm not going to complain about having more, but still, craziness. I don't know. You let me know in the comments which is better, Portal to Phyrexia or Helm of the Host. And also let me know in the comments what you think about my dog going crazy over gags on TV. He does not understand jokes, which is funny because he comes from Quebec, and that's where all this comedy joke show is based. Is in Quebec. So I don't know where the lack of sense of humor comes from, Kaiba. Bless you, baby. Aww. All right, guys. Once more, thank you very much for joining us on our vacation. I will have, of course, the typical Dollarama Draws a Destiny for you tomorrow, although there will be a special twist to it, so make sure you tune into that episode. And we will be kicking off the next chapter in New Set versus Old Set this week as well. So lots of good stuff on the lots of good stuff on the channel. All right, guys, I'm gonna cap it there. Much love to you all from Kaiba and I to you. Take care. Have a great afternoon. Bye.